On this episode, we go head-to-head in another round of Resort Wars, comparing Disney's Polynesian Village Resort and Disney's Contemporary Resort. Today's November 21st, 2025, and this is episode 826 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I'm your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey guys!
If you want to be part of the community and join the conversation, get the latest theme park news, as well as live streams from the parks and resorts, head to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join.
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic, and on TikTok at MSM Podcast.
Planning a trip to Disneyland or Walt Disney World can be overwhelming and at times just downright frustrating. But don't worry, because Mouse Dining removes the frustration of booking Disney dining reservations, alerting you when they spot availability for your desired restaurant, date, meal, and time. Visit msmfriends.com to use this free service.
And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday.
Are you ready for your bucket list trip? Our trusted partner, MEI Travel, will handle the planning so you can focus on the memories. They offer free vacation planning services and have nearly 20 years of experience creating memorable vacations. Visit mainstmagic.com/travel for a fee-free, no-obligation quote today.
Well, hello everyone. We are going to record and then we are going to head on down to IAPA.
I'm so excited. I love doing this every year.
Do you?
I do. It's so fun.
Yeah.
It's just, it's a great time. It's a great day. So yeah, we're going to go down and check that out. Obviously you'll hear some about it, on an upcoming episode. Mm-hmm. Check our social channels for some updates and all from there. But it's always a lot of fun. So
yeah.
I'm pumped for this
dinner.
one.
Oh
yeah. We got dinner at Sci-Fi.
Yeah. Sorry.
And then, we're doing lunch at Boathouse tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm excited for all that.
Can I go to Boathouse and not have the filet mignon sliders? Is one thing, okay? But that question is only made harder because we're going to meet Lou Mangello for lunch, mm-hmm. who is known for his love of the Boathouse, mm-hmm. as well as his love of the filet mignon sliders. So, and I've never gotten to experience them with him. I have told him about all the times that I've had them on his recommendation. So we'll see what I end up getting. I may try and go a different way. Here, you know what? Here's the thing. It comes with 3 sliders. There's going to be 3 of us. It sounds like an appetizer that is made for us.
I already don't want one.
Okay, so here's the thing. It comes with 3. There's 3 of us. You don't want one. Lou and I can have 1.5 each.
Okay.
So I think that'll be the plan. But no, I'm excited for this episode of Resort Wars. This is the battle of the OGs.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
Poly and Contemporary. So if people are unfamiliar with Resort Wars and maybe they want to go back and hear some of the other episodes,
there's a lot of them.
Where can they find them?
Well, $7.99 is Pop versus Art. $8.05 is Caribbean versus Coronado. $8.10 is Port Orleans Riverside versus French Quarter. Excuse me. $8.15 is Animal Kingdom versus Wilderness Lodge. And then $8.21 is Grand Flow versus Riviera.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about the 2 opening day resorts. 1971, right? October 1st, Magic Kingdom opens along with 2 resorts being Disney's Polynesian Village Resort and the Contemporary. What we're going to do with this one is we're going to focus on the Polynesian. We're not going to talk about the tower. We're not going to include the tower.
Okay.
When we do
that
this.
makes sense.
So
because it was just built.
Right. It was just built and you know, it'll be a different discussion a couple years from now.
Are we going to do our thing where right now, off the top of your head, what would you pick?
It's the Polynesian.
Yeah,
I
agree.
I think we would both say that. Right?
Yeah.
So it'll be very interesting to see what comes up here.
Uh-huh.
But first, a couple things. Of course, both of these opened in 1971. Team Polynesian's got 479 rooms plus 380 DVC rooms, villas, which includes the 20 Bora Bora bungalows.
There's 20 of them, okay.
20 of them. We're not really discuss those either. They probably won't come up in the conversation as much.
Unfortunately. But we did get to visit one.
We did get to tour one when we did a DVC tour there. So if you get an opportunity to do a DVC tour there, chances are they'll show you the bungalows.
Yeah.
Which is super cool.
Yeah.
It's known very well because that, unfortunately, is where John Lennon signed the papers that officially dissolved the Beatles and was official breakup
Wow.
for them in 1974 on December 29th. So that's
my daddy's
sad anniversary.
birthday.
Oh, that sure is. Yeah, he'd have been 24 years old, correct? 19. He was born in 50, same
Yeah.
as my dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he'd have been 24 years old. That's crazy.
Wow.
Um,
That is crazy.
Ask him. You should ask him if he knows that little bit of history
I wonder,
about
yeah.
Disney and the Polynesian.
Yeah.
Also, if you're unaware, there used to be able to swim right there at the Polynesian, and they even had a wave
thing, right?
maker.
I think I
thingy.
did know that. Yeah, like Typhoon Lagoon.
Yeah, like Typhoon Lagoons. From my understanding, it is still there under the water, ground, whatever. From what I had heard in the past,
Right, which
because
makes
I don't think
sense.
financially it made any sense to dig it up, I guess, or get rid of
Right.
it. But what had happened was you could surf and all this stuff there, swim, but the waves were eroding the Polynesian beach so much that they just turned the sucker off and they were done. So cool bit of history.
That is.
Then when we get over to the contemporary, that includes 1,008 total rooms. That does include the main tower, the garden wing, and DVC Bay Lake Tower's 295 villas. Again, we won't really include Bay Lake Tower as a part of this discussion.
Okay.
Because we're really looking at what was there opening day. And even though there's been so many changes, and we'll talk obviously about what's there now, we want
Right.
to focus on those two original, I'll say, footprints in a sense.
Right.
It is famously known for Richard Nixon giving his I Am Not a Crook press conference on November 17th, 1973.
That's my brother's birthday, but my brother was not
Holy
born.
moly, it sure is. Neither one of those connected when I was putting these
That's
together,
funny.
but that is insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
Okay,
my
that's
brother
crazy.
was not born yet.
No, he
Neither
was
was
a-
I.
What was he, an 81?
Yes.
81 baby?
Yep.
Yeah, so 8 years later, along came your brother. While everyone was celebrating the 8th anniversary of the I Am Not a Crook press conference, your brother was coming into the world, and it would never be the same. All right, let's get down. We break this down into 7 rounds, which means there has to be a winner. It does close out with a listener poll, which because there was way too much going on this week, as there always is in our lives and my life, I did not put up the listener poll until right before we hit record. So what we're going to do is we'll record, and then we're going to go to IAPA, and we're going to have a great day. And then this evening, we'll just chime in with those results. So
Yeah. At the end of the day, probably in our All-Star Sports room,
Yep.
sitting about to watch
Happily
Ever After.
Yeah, pizza may or may not be involved. We can never really tell. I actually
We're
I don't want
going
pizza.
to sci-fi.
I know I don't want pizza. I ate pizza Friday, Saturday, Monday, I think Tuesday.
Oh my goodness.
We buy those Stonefire little Stonefire naan breads.
That's a lot of pizza.
and they make
man.
the perfect little personal pizzas. You know what was really good the other day? We had some of that tavern ham, Boar's Head tavern ham left over. So I ripped some up and put that on top of the pizza. Got all crispy. Oh, it was so good. All right.
Good.
Let's get into round 1, which is the theming and atmosphere. Of course, at Polynesian Village Resort, you've got the tropical South Pacific, Polynesian, Hawaiian. The Polynesian is made up of like tens of thousands of islands. It makes up that whole South Pacific area.
Right.
And it has it. You got the torches, you got the ukulele music. I mean,
So good.
it's as immersive as I think a resort can be.
Absolutely.
Contemporary is your classic mid-century modern design. It's got the iconic Mary Blair mural, of course, there in the lobby. Where the Polynesian transports you to a time, or I'm sorry, where Polynesian transports you to a place, Contemporary transports you to a time. You know what I mean? Which is that 1970s contemporary style. You know what I mean? Like nobody goes, wow, we're going to the Contemporary. It really feels like I'm in
Right.
You
Right,
know,
right, right.
this place that exists on Earth.
Right.
It's more of a time period. It's more of
Yeah.
a feeling.
Yeah.
So, with all of that being said, where does your vote go as far as
Well,
theming and
I mean,
why?
Polynesian.
This episode seems silly to me, just because of how much we love the poly.
I know, but it's sad because I don't get a great feel when I go to the Contemporary because it is just kind of... I don't want to say boring for lack of a better term, but boring.
I was going to say blah. So I think that your term actually is a little bit less offensive.
Because you walk around and I mean it's like, oh, okay. And I feel like I'm like, oh, I'm walking around and I'm not relaxed. I'm not like, oh, this is amazing. Like, whereas the Polynesian, I mean, you could walk around all around and there's so much like lush greenery.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And like you said, the music and the torches. And as weird as this sounds, is sometimes when the torch is leaking and I smell the gas, like it just is cool to me.
There's something about that.
It's really weird. But it's so peaceful no matter when you walk. Morning, noon, night. If you've had a stress day, like I feel like you just walk around and just kind of like, the whole thing people told me before, go just take your shoes off, stand in the grass and it grounds you. Just that is what the Polynesian feels like. I just feel like I can just go out and just, okay.
You don't even have to take your shoes off, do you?
No, probably not.
Don't have to stand in the grass and don't have to even take your shoes off.
But you could.
Yeah. All you got to do is go out and take a huge whiff of propane. And all of a sudden you oddly feel better.
No. But yeah.
But you're right.
It is just super just cool. And again, there's nothing wrong with a contemporary as far as in the grounds. It's just there.
Yeah. I mean, and this is going to be another, and again, this is our Resort Wars. This is what we think and feel and our experiences. Yes. We have so much nostalgia tied to the Poly for us and memories and which I feel more fortunate than anything to have.
Oh, 100%.
We have a lot. So many of those are thanks to our wonderful friends Amy and Chuck, who we've been there so many times with, and and gotten to experience it, and a lot of times that we would have never gotten to experience it. Mm-hmm. So we're very, very thankful. We're lucky and blessed for that. I know I sometimes break things down to the simplest form. And the simplest form of the contemporary is you take away the Disney portion of it, which unfortunately would include a monorail running through it.
Yeah.
It's a hotel anywhere.
Yeah.
Probably.
I mean, I haven't stayed in a hotel like that anywhere.
A very nice one.
Yeah.
It's the kind that my brother travels and stays at.
Yeah.
But it's a hotel. And, the Polynesian for me personally is an experience.
Yeah.
It is, like I could not go to the Contemporary for a 3-night staycation.
I'm like thinking too. I know. Like
I would be I would really be like, I got to walk over to Magic Kingdom. It's right there.
Yeah.
I need to maybe ride the monorail over to, I don't know, the Polynesian.
Yeah.
Whereas you put us 3 nights on the Polynesian and say you can't leave the resort grounds, I'd be like,
okay,
oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for making me not leave because I want to stay here and experience everything and do everything and make, nut lays and all that good stuff and just man, I don't know why we're still talking about it. This point goes to the Poly. All right, let's move on to rooms and comfort. Polynesian has some of the largest standard rooms on Disney property. The decor is incredible, especially with, all the retheming and the refurbishments they had done.
Yes.
The DVC studios have those 2 bathrooms,
Mm-hmm.
It's got 2 showers, 2 sinks, a toilet.
Oh yeah.
But that's okay.
That's right.
Also, I have to say in that it's the second bath, right? The one that doesn't have the toilet. That shower is the greatest shower of all time.
Yes.
And the theming in that bathroom, like we've been redoing our bathroom for like 7 months now. And what redoing means is that we put a paint sample on the wall and then we've looked at it for 7 months. But our whole idea was to figure out ways to theme it around the Polynesian bathrooms.
Yeah.
That's how much I think we love that theming.
But
let's move on to contemporary.
Well, I know. I will say that other bathroom with the toilet in it.
It's as boring and bland as can be.
Giant,
yes,
too.
and it is huge.
You could literally, I mean,
if the toilet,
in there. Yes, you can.
Yep.
If the toilet wasn't in there and you wouldn't have to go in the middle of the night, and it wouldn't.
Which you do when you're in your 40s,
right? But and then I started saying it wouldn't possibly wake up your baby.
Yeah.
You could put a pack and play in there. It's just giant.
Yeah. Do you think you could go to the bathroom in the middle of the night without waking a baby?
I mean, it depends. I think a lot of times now people already have sound machines on for their children and stuff.
So just drown out the everything.
Hopefully it would.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I would
you
think so.
could.
But think about that.
But yeah.
You could fit a pack and play.
You probably fit 2. It's so big.
Who was that? Is that your phone?
I don't know.
Somebody just talked to us. I don't know. It's the AI's finally. This is it, guys. This is AI's taking over.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's talk contemporary.
Yeah.
Now, we can talk specifically about the tower room that we stayed in last March, which has the Incredibles design. Mm-hmm. I'll have to say this is a if we were going solely by room layout, size for you and I. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take the theming out of it.
Yeah.
I actually think I would vote contemporary.
I do too.
I loved that room.
I did too.
I absolutely loved it.
100%.
Now,
the bathroom was really cool.
The bathroom was huge but functional.
Yeah.
In a way that I don't feel like that poly DVC giant bathroom is very fun.
It's not.
It's just a big open space. Like I think that they could have done more with the room if they had done less with the size of that specific bathroom, we'll say. Right?
Yeah.
Whereas the contemporary, man, I loved like that whole shower bath combo. I really loved this. I loved the sitting space that you had. Yep. It was wonderful. Okay, now we got to roll in theming. And we have to think about, is it our family of 4? Right? So if you're talking our family of 4, theming a DVC studio, which are the ones we've stayed in most, and you're talking about that 2-bath, like there's no way I can't pick Polly for this one. And the theming, I actually was so surprised how much I loved the Incredibles theming.
Yeah.
I think it's one that on paper, in pictures, it does not do it justice.
Yeah.
And we're not huge Incredibles fans.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I walked into there being like
Stitch fans.
Huge. So I walked in there going, this is going to be dumb. And then I walked in like, wow, I love this room in contemporary.
It's really cool.
But I still got to give my point to
Yeah,
Polly.
and I'm even trying to rack my brain to go all the way back to my birthday when it wasn't DVC.
No, that was a 1-bathroom.
Right. 2 beds.
2-bed, 1 bathroom. That one had the fifth sleeper.
I believe so.
And that was in of course the club. I can't remember the name of the long house that one was in, but that was the club level one,
right?
With the theme park view. So that's one that wins.
No, but I was just trying to think of because it didn't have 2 bathrooms. It just had 1.
Yeah.
And I'm
so then think about that one compared to contemporary.
And it was. I sadly almost like that better than the 2 bathrooms because I just do feel like that second bathroom with the toilet is just. They could have done so much more with it.
Right.
Or they should have.
Yes.
You could still have 2 bathrooms, but there could be more. I don't know what.
You could put that dual toilet in there. The one that SNL did the fake commercial about where the 2 toilets are side by side but facing different directions so you can poo with your loved one.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
What if we put a cardboard divider in between?
No.
Then we could just chat.
No.
Hey, you try to talk to me sometimes through the door. I put on the fan for 2 reasons. And one of them is so nobody will talk to me in there. I don't enjoy being spoken to while I am indisposed. But your sink is right outside of it, so you want to have conversations in the morning. Well,
only if I think about something. I'm not like.
Well, here's what I'll get you a notepad. I'll get you a notepad and a pen to set next to your bathroom, and then when I emerge in the morning, you can go ahead and hit me up with some questions. But are you going Polly for this one?
I think so.
Okay, you don't have to.
I know.
We can have a 50-50 split and see how the rest of it plays out if you like. That's okay by me. But Polly's got my vote, so up to you.
I mean, I do love Polly. It's just so hard. I do love Polly.
Okay. We'll go Polly.
Yeah.
That's okay. All right, we're going to move on to round 3. This is dining and drinks.
Oh, Lord.
You got had Polly. You got Ohana. You got Kona Cafe, which honestly, I do not think gets enough credit and is not talked about enough. You have Trader Sam's. I mean, come on. Captain Cook's Quick Service. Probably the best resort quick service on property. You got your Pineapple Lanai. You can get your Dole Whip and all. Mm-hmm. Tambu Lounge.
Which you get almost your Ohana.
Yeah, you pretty much can get another Ohana. Mm-hmm. Now, we do got to move over to contemporary, where you have California Grill, which is, I hate to say this, was one of my favorite restaurants on property prior to the prefix meal.
Yeah.
Now we would rather go sit at the bar area where you
Yeah.
can pretty much get whatever you want in
Yeah.
a sense. And not that the prefix meal isn't good. I hate prefix meals. I just do. I don't like them. So it's it's not necessarily, it's not a knock on the food or anything. It's just a knock on the way that they're doing it. Chef Mickey's, which we enjoyed.
We did.
More than we really thought we would.
Yes, we did.
You got Steakhouse 71, fighting for the best burger on property.
So good.
It is a wonderful, wonderful restaurant. Contempo Cafe. I am trying to think if we have ever got an actual meal from Contempo Cafe.
I don't think we have.
I feel like we might have when we stayed in the garden wing, but whatever it was, it's not like I remember it.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know. You have the Outer Rim Lounge right there.
Yeah.
So where does your point go for that one? Do we have to have much of a major discussion, or what do you think?
That's really hard.
That's hard for you?
I would say contemporary.
Would you? Okay, so let's do this real quick. Let's break it down like this.
It's really hard because of the sheer fact of I again try to think you're not allowed to leave. And then, as you told me before, take money out of it, not value. Because if you're telling me to take money out of it and it's not value and it's just like, I would pick contemporary because you have Steakhouse 71. You have Chef Mickey's. I'd eat dinner there. I've heard dinner is very good.
You like the variety that the contemporary offers as opposed to the Polynesian, which is all the same culture and style of food.
Correct.
That makes a lot of sense. Because
I love Polynesian and I would pick Polynesian over contemporary if you were talking value, because then I'm like, well, I can sit at Tambu and pretty much get Ohana and don't have to sit at Ohana and spend all that money.
Right.
But then like those two places are almost air quote unquote the same. Like, it's not like I can sit at Tambu Lounge and get something different than I can at Ohana.
Right.
And then Captain Cook's is good, but again, it's all that same food. So is Trader Sam's because they're almost like sharing a kitchen or something. I mean, so I'm going to pick contemporary for food.
I did not have to think about this one, and now I do, because you just raised some really, really good points.
I mean,
because that's actually a really, really good point.
I mean, like if you're saying 3 days I'm staying. Ooh, one night I'm going to go to California.
Mm-hmm.
One night I'm going to do Chef Mickey's for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Lunch I'm going to do Steakhouse 71 and maybe a dinner too. And then Contempo Cafe has different food too.
I mean, at that point, you don't even have to almost mention Contempo Cafe, honestly.
Well, I was going to say,
you've just given 3 very solid restaurants with a lot of different food options. Now, the guy who just ate pizza for like 4 days in a row, and the other meals I had each day were tacos or taco based in some sort of way.
And you're fine being that person eating that same food 3 days in a row. Whereas me, sometimes I'm like, can I get something else?
Here's the thing with me. I'm okay eating the same food multiple days in a row if it's up to me. Right? I didn't eat pizza 4 days in a row because it's all that was available. It's because that's what I wanted. That's the way my brain works. The major ADHD in my brain, if you haven't noticed, focuses on something and sticks to it until I make myself so sick of it. Like if you know what I mean? Like it's just the way it goes. I was joking with somebody the other day. I listen to Spotify DJ now a lot because I need some new music in my life because I have exhausted some of the stuff in the past 6 months. Like Spotify DJ will come up and it'll be like, here's a song you really liked last week, blah, blah, blah. Be like, here's a song you listened to like 498 days in a row. And you're like, oh man, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
So that's where now I'm kind of leaning your direction where my options and my choices would be greater at a contemporary, where if I got there and I was like, all I want to eat is pizza every day, I could do it. If I want to eat pizza one day and a burger the next, and the next I want, a buffet at Chef Mitt, like, shoot, I'm really torn on this one because I feel like I can get my Polynesian card taken away if I don't pick the Polynesian.
That is not true.
Here's what I'm going to go with.
Poor contemporary.
Here's what I'm going to go with, and I'm going to say, if you're telling me to pick the resort with my favorite restaurants, it's the Polynesian.
Yeah.
if you're telling me to pick the resort
You didn't put Walulu on there, I'm assuming, because it's part
in
of the tower.
Yeah, yeah. And honestly, if you throw Walulu in there, then Poly wins. Easy. But let's keep it out.
Okay.
So if you say which one has my favorite restaurants, it's Poly. If you say which one do I have the opportunity to get the most variety at, if I am locked into that resort for multiple days, it's Contemporary. I'll go ahead and give my point to Contemporary to go along with yours. I don't like it, but we just talked through it and it does make sense.
Yeah.
All right, we got to move on to transportation and park proximity. Contemporary. You can walk to the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
I got no other words.
So can
I would drop the mic, except I'm afraid I would break it, and I don't want to buy another one.
But you can at Poly too.
Okay, why don't you talk to the average guest and see which one they would rather walk to the Magic Kingdom from?
I know.
And I say that jokingly, but also very, very true.
I know.
You know, we're walkers. We're okay with it. Mm-hmm. If a client came in and said,
"No, I know,"
you know what I mean? Like,
no, I know.
They said,
I tell them
hey,
all
Rhonda,
the time. I know.
Which resorts can I walk to Magic Kingdom from? And all you said was Contemporary, Grand Flow, and Poly. And that's all you said. And they booked the Polynesian. They might come back next time and be like,
I'm mad at you.
that was a long walk for us.
Yeah.
And that would be understandable.
Yeah. No, I know. And I do agree. And there's a lot of times where I will tell somebody, like, you know, like, that is a long walk. My one friend, I was very impressed with her dad. He got a wheelchair, and he was like, because I was thinking of your dad, because they're very similar, I think. And it was just
They
funny.
both have mustaches?
Well, I mean, they're older, and I think his knees and he's. So anyways, but it was just funny because I was like, that's good, because I was like, I don't know if my father-in-law would do that. Like, it is so much walking. Like,
The Poly walk to Magic Kingdom is a lot of walking. Mm-hmm. Now, for us, it's not. But think about this too, okay? You're staying in July, or you're staying in December or January. Everything else out the door, right?
yeah.
In July, which resort would you rather walk to Magic Kingdom from?
Contemporary.
Let's just say that we get a Christmas like we did in 2022 and it's 45 degrees out.
Oh my gosh.
Which one would you maybe rather walk from? The Contemporary.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, because
Yeah.
then you're not out. I know you're going to go into Magic Kingdom and just be out in the cold, but then you're in Magic Kingdom. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
I think Contemporary's got to get that one.
Yeah.
All right,
I
let's
agree.
move on to the recreation and amenities. You're going to find a lot of the same recreation as far as those poolside activities, the things we always talk about, the paid fors, all that good stuff. But at Polynesian, you have the lava pool with a volcano. Rhonda, it has a volcano. Okay, it's got the water slide. It's got that waterfall coming off of it. You also have the Oasis pool, that quiet, relaxing option. Of course, we're going to keep the tower out of it right now, but you do get that quiet pool over there. You have beach seating for the fireworks, right? All right, over at Contemporary, they got a pool. It's a water slide and it's a pool. Come on. Yeah. They got the bay pool, quiet pool over there, fitness center, and you do have some wonderful fireworks viewing areas.
Yeah, they had that big old spot. That's...
you can go up and if you do the Cali Grill one, you have the one that's right out there, the lobby. That we went and waited. We just sat out there. It has those couple bench seat or those couple metal seats that look right at Magic Kingdom that you can get out there and actually watch fireworks from. You could certainly watch them from the freaking parking lot, but you know what you're not doing?
That's right. I think I got.
You're not sitting on a beach.
No, you're right. And I actually just in my brain mixed up Grand Flow with Contemporary for a minute. Yeah. And I was like, wait, along this line? No, you're right. Yeah. There's no.
And I mean, if you just want to go pool for pool, if it's one of those, like when you talk about Stormalong Bay, you're like, it's almost unfair to rank pools and have Stormalong Bay because nobody can ever beat it. But you know what? Poly is second.
And then when you are doing some of the crafts and stuff, I mean, not only is it right out in the that giant green, that grassy, fake grass area, and then or inside when you're doing the coconut nut lays,
in the lobby there.
In the lobby, it's just so cool. It's so cool. So it might be a slightly different story
if Contemporary's pool were on the other side of the tower and you could see Magic Kingdom from the pool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But instead, you're looking up at this big, let's be honest, from at that point, pretty plain looking tower.
Yeah, it looks like a cruise ship.
It does. A little bit, yeah.
So
going back to transportation as well for Contemporary, if nobody had noticed, the monorail, it goes through the Contemporary tower. So when we go back to transportation, I know they both have a monorail, Poly and Contemporary, but come on. The monorail
cool.
goes through the
Yeah,
Contemporary.
it is cool.
It's one of the most iconic images you will ever see of Walt Disney World.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And one that I think most people would recognize. So, and that's something to be said back there. But if we're going to recreation and activities, we're going to give that point to Poly. All right. Let's go value for money. This is a tough one.
yeah, I'd agree with this.
You know, pricing can be pretty similar.
Right.
You know, so you really have to look for what you're getting
Yeah.
out of that pricing. I think the only way that you're potentially having Contemporary take this point is if you're talking about the Garden Wing rooms, which could be the cheaper out of all your options for both of these resorts.
Yeah, and those rooms were really big. They were really cool. I really enjoyed the rooms
And they refurbed them.
themselves, which I would like to go back to that because the last time it was just a little
did not
old
love.
and
Yeah.
it was in the bathroom tub. I'd got in to shower and it was like squish, squish,
Yeah,
squish.
it was like a waterbed.
It was
you know what I mean?
underneath. It was.
yeah.
I was like, "Oh God, this is probably."
And then the
not
hallway
good.
ceilings, like
They
I
were
think
like
my
a
head,
cruise. Yes,
I think my
you
head could
couldn't-
almost hit the sprinklers that hung down.
Yeah, you couldn't walk. So there's exit signs, obviously, to your like far right. And I think if you walked, your head almost hit
Yeah.
the exit sign.
Yeah.
That's how low.
If our good friend Logan, who is 6'6",
Oh, yeah.
if he stayed in the Garden
No.
Wings, he's going to come back with
Yes.
a head bruise.
Yes.
Let's just say that. I just, you know, again, for us, or me personally, I should say, I don't want to speak for you. I would spend more to stay at the Poly. You know, if it
Yeah.
was basically the same room category and all, and the Poly was $100 more a night or something, I would easily do the Poly over.
And I mean, here's the hardest part too. I would too, because I mean, if you're just like, oh man, I want to kind of go to the Contemporary for the California Grill, or I want to go for Steakhouse 71 or whatever. I mean, you are just a monorail ride away.
Yeah.
That's the easy / hard part.
Yeah. And as much as I actually do love that room that we stayed in at Contemporary last March, I absolutely loved it.
I do too.
It's I don't want to say the weakest part of the resort. There's something about staying in a Poly room
I think
that
it's
is
the
more
strongest part.
than the Contemporary, in the sense that, like you were just saying, I would much rather visit the Contemporary because I'm staying at the Poly
Correct.
than visit the Poly because I'm staying at the Contemporary.
Correct.
Because I want to go back to that Poly room at night.
Absolutely.
And that's
But
where I'm
at
going to
the
put my
same
value for
time,
money.
You're also walking around the Poly and stuff, whereas the Contemporary,
You're not walking around. Is what you're saying?
you're not.
Yeah.
At the Contemporary, in my opinion, the room is the strongest link where I'd want to stay in the room. And that just gets a little like, I don't know if the right word's claustrophobic, or like the only time I think of staying in a room like that is when I'm sick. Like I'll never forget, I got some type of cold / whatever I had, and we were at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and you and Lacey went somewhere, and Kaylin stayed with me, and I just was like laying in bed, and I was like, well, if I gotta lay in bed,
And not a bad place to do it.
it wasn't, because the savannah was right there. I
Yeah.
could see the animals. Like
Yeah.
I had the things wide open. It was really cool. So that's where I think the Contemporaries, to me, the room was the strongest part of it. I really enjoyed being in the room because it was a great room, but that's it.
Right.
So like with Polly, I'd be like, I love the room, but I'd want to walk around and I wouldn't want to be stuck in that room because it's so great.
Yeah.
The grounds and
Yeah.
everything.
Right, which I think makes the point. That
Right.
the Poly wins this one.
Yeah.
Because here's my thing with contemporary. Whether you think the room is the strongest point or the weakest point, it doesn't matter. Poly, everything is the strongest point.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that weak point for me. And so when you're talking about
Yeah,
spending
I
your
agree.
money and
Right.
which one you get more out of,
Yeah.
I gotta go Poly. Right?
Yeah.
So we'll pick you agree Poly for that one.
Yeah, because then going back to the value, like it's probably cheaper to eat over there with everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say Polly.
All right.
Which yay, they win.
Well, let's see, because we have to go into our listener intel. So Polly got 1, 2, 3 out of the wait, no, how many? I can't count today. All right, let me go back here. Okay, you keep count. All right. Round 1, Polly. Round 2, Polly. Round 3, contemporary. Round 4, contemporary. We're tied up. As we went into round 5, we had Polly. And then we ran into value for money. Round 6 was Polly. So Polly has the win regardless of our listener intel, which we will
Correct.
input the results of that right now. All right, so we have the results from our poll from the Main Street Magic community on Facebook. So if you have not joined that, go out, search for it, ask to join. And then we are recording this, actually, this little portion on our way from Animal Kingdom to Disney Springs because we were so busy, I think, the past 12 or so hours just having fun and being kids at Disney. So we did not get around to it, but we're going to now. So,
I know we were supposed to during Happily Ever After, but to be fair, I was about to fall asleep at Happily Ever After last night.
in
bed.
our room watching it on the television,
Yes.
not in Magic Kingdom.
Oh.
You remember, sometimes you have to give people more information,
did.
sweetheart. So,
I did earlier in the...
you think I remember the rest of this episode? All right, so here are our results. And I'll be honest, I kind of thought that the Polynesian was going to win it. I did not have any idea it was going to be by this much.
landslide.
So Polynesian had 97% of the votes, and only 3%
Wow.
went to the contemporary. And I'm not going to read all of the comments, but I will read a few. Let's see here. We've got comments. Chuck, our good friend, amenities at the Poly, not even close. He says this is a 1 versus 16 opening round matchup.
Right.
So if this was March Madness, I wouldn't have thought that going into it. I wouldn't have called this a 1-16 matchup. To me, this almost would have been like an Elite 8 matchup. So I'm really surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie, our good friend, said, haven't stated either, but we always end up wandering around Poly, not contemporary.
Yes,
Which, again,
exactly.
we kind of talked about a little
Yeah.
bit. You know what I mean? And then Molly said, we stayed at Contemporary in 2014 during Easter break when Magic Kingdom was open till 2 or 3 a.m. It was the
Holy
perfect
moly.
choice for us with our kiddos' ages at the time.
Yeah.
Never stayed at Poly, but Contemporary wins for me with the walk to Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
Makes a lot
That's
of sense.
understandable.
And finally, Horatio said, Polynesian has the better atmosphere, better food, better stores, and better pool.
Yeah,
Agreed,
I forgot
Horatio.
about the stores.
You've read about the store.
No, I mean,
I mean-
because it's all Stitch and all the things that we love. And
Tiki
Holly
Boutique
and Tiki.
is an outstanding
Yeah.
store
Yeah.
regardless. You know,
Yeah.
it's probably time for us to do our store rankings again like
Yeah.
we've done,
Yeah.
you know, throughout the parks and both resorts. And I got to say, that one's going to be way up there.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Well, that was crazy. Did you expect those results? I sure didn't.
No, I didn't.
Who would have ever thought that one would have won by that amount of percentage?
I'm very
Pretty
surprised.
crazy. But thank you guys. Obviously, the Polynesian is the winner of the Battle of the OGs, which it means that it did fit our initial gut check where we both said the
Yay.
Polynesian.
Yes.
What I think we should do to celebrate its win is go and stay there July 4th weekend. So let's do that.
Okay.
All right, more on that coming later. If you want to hear all about our upcoming adventures, hear what we thought about this year's APA Expo, go ahead and hit subscribe. You get brand new episodes every single Tuesday and Friday. Head out to mainstmagic.com for all of the latest theme park news, as well as Walt Disney World and Beyond dining reviews every Monday through Friday at noon. While you're there, you can also subscribe to our newsletter. And you can check out our brand new merch at mainstreetshirts.com. You're already out on the internet. You're already doing all this wonderful, wonderful stuff for us, which we do appreciate very much. We would also appreciate if you could please leave us a rating and review.
Because it helps our show grow.
That's all we've got, and we'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.